And good morning, everybody. Welcome to our webinar. And if you're aware, we've been broadcasting this webinar from yesterday. And as you can see now that there is a program every day this week. So today I'm going to be talking about 2020 Cloud and catalogs and how to use that concept. So indulge me and let's see what we can do. I will be flipping in and out of this PowerPoint presentation to a live showing of Fusion, and you'll be able to see and understand a little bit more of what I'm trying to explain to you briefly. So, what am I going to be talking about today? Well, catalogs in 2020 Cloud. As I explained yesterday, it's a very easy and free of charge process. As you can see on the slide on the left-hand side, you join a community. I explained that one yesterday. You verify your email address, and then you open up 2020 Cloud tab, and I'll show you how to do that. And then you sign into the cloud. And as you can see from that screenshot, it remembers your email address, the one that you registered, but it doesn't hold your password. So even though you tick remember email, you'll need to enter your password each and every time. It's a sort of safety system. And had you wanted to, if you hadn't joined the community and got to this point, you can in the Cloud tab, and I'll show you where it is, you can actually register there if need be. It's free of charge. It's very easy to join. It simply requires your name, email address, what part of the world you're in and what part of the software you're using, i.e. Fusion in the UK. So from there, let me take you into the software itself. So here is the software. How do I get into Cloud? Well, it's very, very simple. I've got my cloud stacked here on the left-hand side. And to do that, I would have gone to the Insert tab, and just underneath the Catalog Items tab, there's a little drop down, and you can click it and that will take it away. You can see it's gone from the bottom of this stacked fascia, and I can tick it again and up it pops. So it's a very easy system to work with, and it requires you to log in each and every time. I've already logged in this morning, but let me just reassure you, it's very, very simple. You simply come in. I'm going to sign out for you so that you can see the process. And here, as I mentioned before, it recognizes me, my email address, and all I'm going to do now is to put my password in, which it will not retain, and we simply sign in. But there is that registration, or if you want to reset your password. Occasionally, Community will send you an activation code, and you can then press that button and it will ask for that code. It's basically a 6 or 7 digit number. But I'm going to sign in now, and it pauses just for a moment. Then it says it's authenticated you, and it lands on the opening page. Now, I'm going to take a few minutes in here to show you around. Two basic tabs. We've got News, and we've got Browse. So if I go back to News, this is where you want to be landing. This is what is landed in the process. And it just lists all the catalogs that have been added in the last few weeks or months. Be aware, if you will, for the people in the UK and Ireland, that there are some American or Canadian catalogs in here, because Cloud now is shared right across our software base. So here is the news, and it's suggesting here you asked and we listened. Now, asked, what would you have asked for? Well, that was all about community. Somebody in the community has asked, could we have some more shapes? And here we are now in the community, and we're delighted to bring you the first of several updates, and it's all about Belfast Syncs, and that's what they've done in there for you. So very, very simple to work. And I'm just going to close that area down for the moment and come back here. So there are some live links into here. You've asked, we're talking about SMEG. Let's have a quick look at SMEG in here. What we're doing, we're back into the community, and they've added these retro style toasters and kettle that SMEG is so famous for. So really, really exciting. And this news landing page changes on average at least once a week, sometimes more. There are all sorts of different scenarios in here. For those that have been waiting for a long time, Neff is right up to date right now. So let's go and have a look at the controls. So in this area is the browse button. Now, browse is what it will do. It literally means what it says on the tin, and it's all about catalogs. So if I say all selected, there they are, all the catalogs that we currently have. For instance, CDA. We've got in here the BSH group. We've got 2020, all the enhancements that you've been looking for that you've missed out of advanced graphics. They're there. So we can deselect all and we can click on one 2020. And when you want to select that catalog, you just click the line that it appears on, and then it refreshes itself, and here it is. And yesterday I was demonstrating to you that we've now got things like posters in here. Casablanca, one of my favorites, not necessarily the film, but the poster. And when I click the downward arrow at poster, we can come in here and we can look at all sorts of different accessories for bathrooms if you wanted. But these are more modern, completely up-to-date shapes in here. And they're categorized. We can have tables. So when you start looking at this, there are tables and chairs and stools. Be aware, if you will, that there are actually a number of pages available, and it can be more than one page. In this instance, 4. So if I go to the right, to the very bottom of that list, here is a table and chair with a setting. Now, it's not a very big thumbprint in here, but I can go and get myself now a preview, little button there, mark preview, and we click down there and we can see that the table is laid out, and you can preview any one of these shapes and it will just show you what it does. So selecting any one, we can go and get more information. Here is its length, its height, its depth, and importantly, if you wanted to, price. Now, obviously these are generic shapes, they're not priced. So they will go into the drawing. And how do you do that? It's very, very simple. You anchor your cursor and say add. And then on goes the table and chairs with the setting, or in this case, this one table that I've chosen. So very, very simple to use. But there are some further controls, ladies and gents. So here is a cogwheel, basically generally known as the settings button. And in here, you can choose to have any one of these. And this is, for instance, if you wanted price, we could say OK, and it now puts on a column here that you could have prices if the catalog allowed it. So I'm going to remove price, and maybe I want to go in there and put an order code. Simply saying OK, and here's the order code. So let's go and have a look further down. So if I wanted to change my mind, I come back up to the top, deselect 2020, and let's go down and have a look at BSH. Now BSH, as many of you will know, will offer a number of brands. And if I were to deselect Siemens, Gaggenau and Bosch and just only select Neff, for it to read Neff, I'm going to click that line. And here now you can see the order code. Well, it's there with the items list. And if I went back and took out order and put in price, what would it do? Well, it enters 0 prices. Now, some people ask, why would that be? Well, very simple. A lot of these products are distributed by distributors rather than main manufacturing. But I hear you saying, well, how would I know? Well, click on any one oven and come down here, and you can see in the information button, that's that little collapsed window. I can bring it back up, and I can collect more information. And what that does is to load up the internet. It found the actual oven. There it is in white, and it's telling me or suggesting to me a recommended selling price. So that is sensational, the fact that we've got these live links from any one of these products, anything at all. Now, to place an oven, you simply anchor your cursor, click on the oven that you want to use, and say add. And they're now coming in, building up off the internet, a fabulous option. You've got that real live oven going on. So from there, perhaps we're no longer interested in Neff. Now we want to go and find something else, and perhaps one or two of you using Franke sinks. So if I tap the top line, it refreshes itself. I can come down and choose the selection line and then go on to undermounted sinks. And here are your undermounts. Clicking on any one of this, and this refreshes this area in here. So again, if I were to click for more information, it winds up the internet and builds up the information that you might want. So a very, very simple system to work with. Now it's just in there now, and here we go. And I'm going to continue with that. And here's the sink and all the information. Look, technical information that you would want. It is like having a product manual at your internet connection. Very, very simple to work. And again, if you wanted that sink, you tell it where to land, and we say add. So cloud is now changing almost every day. And eventually, it is our intention to get all catalogs eventually into the cloud. The advantage is that they're right bang up to date because they are monitored and chosen up to date by the manufacturers. And look, all these retro shapes in here under SMEG, they're all available. But I want to share with you the fact that you can change what you see, whether you want short description, long descriptions, even the number of pages, the number of items shown on any one page. So they're all in here. And this is 2020 Cloud. It is live now, working really well. We've been trialing it for quite a while now. But here, look, I'm demonstrating to you CDA, all items. In there, we can go and find gas hobs. It's refreshing itself. It's finding the gas hobs. I can select, and I can even go down to this little button here and say preview and see an option with that hob being displayed. If you collapse these little mini previews and information button, you see a longer list. But please, please be aware there are more than one window, sometimes as much as 8 or 10 windows. So if you get frustrated and don't see the thing that you're looking for, look at the bottom 4 windows. So a whole range of things in here. And if I show you one last thing, if you're always looking for up-to-date stools, there's DFS, DF sales, and in here a whole range of bar stools that you can find, and clicking down on any one, perhaps I'll choose that one to land here, and I add that, and there it is. It's built up and it's landed. And even though you might not be on the internet this evening because you're at somebody's house, once it's landed on the design, it stays in the design. And for those that are aware, I will be talking more about this tomorrow, about grouped items, and you can save that stool in grouped items and not even be looking for them on the internet. You can save them for every design there afterwards. So I hope this brief idea about 2020 Cloud is working for you, because it's really powerful. You can literally have the screen the way you want it to be. It's all a very, very flexible system, and it works really well. And let me tell you, it's changing almost every day, every week. You communicate with Fusion via the community. You tell us what you want, and we hopefully will be able to build the shapes and put it into 2020 Cloud. It's really active and wonderful. What do we do? Well, we offer a lot of training in Fusion, as you're well aware. We've both got a YouTube channel available, and we've got classroom scenarios available in the Bolton, Manchester area, and north of London and south of London for those that are interested. You can find more details from the website just above. So for any more information you require, ladies and gents, just go along and visit 2020spaces.com, and we will then be happy to talk to you and allowing you to work with us so that we can work with you.